A child is capable of anything.
They can be very, very vicious. It's as if they're wild animals.
When two lost girls find each other, the result is lethal.
She writes in a journal, "We killed an old lady today, and it was fun."
An adolescent decides to survive on the street.
So much blood.
She needs to kill.
You see the face of an innocent child, but that's just a mask. And behind that mask is an evil, cold-hearted murderer.
And a teen dreams of a better life
How you feeling, Mom?
without her mother.
Says, "Goodnight, Mom," and then shoots her in the head.
These are not yet deadly women. They are girls who step out of their innocence and become baby-faced killers. On the streets of Auburn, California, in the summer of 1983, a young teenager is looking for trouble.
Cindy was somebody you would never want to get on the bad side of.
Think you're better than me, huh?
People were afraid of Cindy.
I'll kill you, you stupid bitch.
15-year-old Cindy Collier is angry at the world for the hurt she has already experienced in her short life.
Cindy had been abused and raped before she was even 10 years old. She hated people, and she wanted to make them pay basically for the sins of others.
In and out of trouble, Cindy is well known to police.
It started out with fairly petty crimes, shoplifting, bullying of other students, and then it escalated to a theft of an automobile. She was on her way up in terms of escalating to a little bit higher crime.
What do you want, Cindy? Where'd you go? Shirley will.
A chance meeting with another troubled soul in juvenile detention will change her life forever. 14-year-old Shirley Wolf is a kindred spirit.
See how it feels.
She is also scarred from abuse.
Her father starts abusing her sexually and passing her around when she's a very little girl.
She ended up in a series of foster homes.
There was nowhere for Shirley to turn, and she grew up full of rage.
The girls with so much in common become instant soulmates.
It was a match made in hell. They were perfect for each other. In the other one, they saw themselves, and they liked what they saw. It made their behavior okay.
Just hours after meeting, Cindy and Shirley start planning a life together on the road.
Gotta get out of here.
I think Shirley was feeling increasingly hopeless and helpless.
Wanna go? Getting out of here is easy. Really? Yeah. Done it loads of times.
Cindy, on the other hand, I think was just in a place of pure rebellion.
We could steal a car, go on a road trip.
Cindy was the one who said, "I think we need to run away. In order to do that, we need a car.
I know a place where there's loads of old people living.
We will need to find someone who is very old and infirm, because that way they can't fight back. And as a matter of fact, we're probably going to have to kill them, because that way they won't be able to rat on us to the cops."
The abused children now want to be the abusers.
Shirley, as she did over and over in her life, pretty much said, "Oh, okay, if that's what you want to do, that's what we'll do.
When Cindy and Shirley met, it was only a matter of hours before they decided to kill a stranger. This was lightning speed, and I think it speaks to how rageful and ready to explode both of these young teenage women were.
The girls dye their hair in a childish attempt to disguise themselves.
They were both very jaunty, and they were both almost cocky.
Hunting for a perfect victim, they go knocking on doors in the suburb of Auburn Greens, where Cindy once lived.
Shirley and Cindy weren't stupid. They knew they probably couldn't handle killing an able-bodied adult male.
Yes?
Hi, can we please use your phone?
No, I'm sorry. My phone's not working.
Screw you, Grandpa. Come on.
After several failed attempts, they strike it lucky.
They finally knocked on the door of what would become for them the perfect victim. A helpless, frail, kind, and trusting little old lady.
Hello, what can I do for you, girls?
85-year-old Anna Brackett lives alone.
Hi, could you please help us? We need to call our parents, and the phone on the street's not working.
Sure, come on in. You're welcome. Come through.
The grandmother is more than happy to help two young girls. Her kind offer will be her last. June 14th, 1983. Auburn Greens, California.
See how it feels.
Child abuse victims, Cindy Collier and Shirley Wolf, are angry souls.
Hello, what can I do for you, girls?
They want the ultimate revenge for their miserable lives. They con their way into the home of unsuspecting 85-year-old Anna Brackett.
Some killers have said they didn't really want to know anything about their victim because it made it harder to kill them.
It's a lovely photo.
That wasn't the case for Shirley and Cindy. They sat and chatted with this very nice woman for an hour.
And this is another one of my husband and I.
Doesn't mean they didn't want to kill her. I think they were working up the courage.
Hello, Carl. Yes?
The small talk comes to an abrupt end.
That was my son, Carl. He's going to take me out.
It's time.
Cindy went into the kitchen, grabbed a knife, and tossed it to Shirley. Cindy definitely was the controller. Shirley was the submissive one.
When teenage girls kill, they can be very, very vicious, much more vicious than adult women. They have a tremendous amount of pent-up anger and rage. It's as if they're wild animals when they're alone with someone they want to kill.
There would be an incredible amount of pain associated with stabbing, with the cutting of one's soft tissues, and driving the blade all the way through. The knife could have hit bone, and we know that nerves run alongside the bone, and that could have been incredibly painful.
Shirley had indicated that something that Mrs. Brackett had said was, "I'm dying," and Shirley said, "Good." Mrs. Brackett ended up being stabbed 28 times, but the coroner could not verify that it was only 28 because so many of the stab wounds may have had multiple entry points.
Only hours after meeting for the first time, Cindy and Shirley, barely in their teens, become baby-faced killers. All their anger about their childhood abuse is directed at an innocent old lady.
It was an acting out of their own internal rages and their own sense of helplessness.
After Anna's body is found by her son, police start knocking on doors themselves and hear about the two loud redheads.
They were kind of harassing other people. They basically left a lot of testimony by witnesses.
The girls never steal a car and run away. Instead, they return to Cindy's family home.
Shirley writes in a journal, "We killed an old lady today, and it was fun." She had no remorse, and she wanted the world to know.
Shirley's wish comes true. The murder makes the evening news.
They watched the news of the murder of Mrs. Brackett and then went to sleep.
Cindy's a familiar face in the victim's neighborhood. She used to live there, and her name is on everyone's lips.
Cindy was recognized, but the law enforcement did not believe that they were involved in the crime. They thought that at the very least, perhaps, they might be witnesses.
Later that night, police arrive at Cindy's home.
They separated the two girls just simply to talk to them individually. And Shirley immediately said, "We did it," to the detective. He thought he couldn't really be hearing what he was hearing, but he was.
July 1983. A juvenile court finds Cindy Collier and Shirley Wolfe guilty of murder.
They were proud of murdering Anna. They felt entitled to murder Anna, and they wanted to take credit for it.
The teenagers both receive the maximum sentence under California state law for young offenders: incarceration until their 25th birthday.
I know that Shirley has continued to be in trouble with the law, not excessively serious trouble. Prostitution, some theft, burglaries, drug abuse. Cindy, however, has maintained a clean record. Perhaps all she needed was some time to reflect on what she had done.
Too often, child victims become abusers. In this case, murderers.
Shirley became the vicious, murderous teenage girl that she was because of her horrible, abusive upbringing. Both of these girls were ticking time bombs to hurt another person.
Today, Cindy and Shirley are both free. They could be living in a neighborhood near you. A young girl lives on the streets with no constraints.
She was a very confused girl, but she was capable of knowing how to get what she wanted.
Yeah, what you looking at, you fat cow?
Every day is about survival.
You see the face of an innocent child, but that's just a mask.
The suburban wilds will unleash a beast.
While her friends are reading Harry Potter, playing hopscotch, she's out doing dope drinking booze and committing murder.
2006, the town of Ipswich in Suffolk, England. Des Thorpe is in the throes of a drinking binge.
Des had quite a severe drinking problem and was known to have that problem over a number of years.
There's always one person on hand to help him. 12-year-old Lorraine, his daughter.
Daddy, are you all right?
She very much doted on her father,
Come inside, I'll make you a cup of tea.
but her father obviously had an addiction, which she was having to live with herself and see as she grew up. It was a very difficult upbringing for her.
Young Lorraine tolerates her father's drinking, but her mother has had enough.
Lorraine, come and sit down here a minute. I need to tell you something.
The father-daughter bond is threatened
I'm moving out.
by divorce.
We're getting a divorce.
Why are you divorcing? I'll be good.
Lorraine, it's nothing to do with you.
Divorce hurts children. Under the best circumstances, it can be difficult. Under less than desirable circumstances, a divorce can be devastating for the child. And it was in Lorraine's case.
Well, what will happen to me?
Well, you will live with me, darling.
No, I want to live with Dad. Promise I can live with Dad.
In Lorraine's eyes, there is only one choice. She wants to stay with her dad.
At 12 years old, when Lorraine's parents split up, Lorraine was sent to live with her father, who was a severe alcoholic and needed care.
Des Thorpe was in a terrible state in terms of more or less incapable through alcohol. She did things that a daughter and a girl of her age should never have to do for their father. She did, in her own way, try and look after him.
Here you go, Dad. Eggs and beans. Get that into you.
On the edge of society, Lorraine leads a nomadic life with her dad.
Quite a feral existence. Sofa surfing with her father, and she would just go from place to place to place, putting her head wherever she could.
Come on, you need to eat something.
She obviously learnt to live and survive in the best way that she could for herself.
To cope, she begins drinking herself.
Because the brain of an adolescent is still forming into their late teens, excessive use of alcohol can have very, very damaging effects on that developing brain.
Yeah, well, sod you!
By the age of 15, Lorraine holds her own in her father's circle of alcoholics.
You look like a fat cow.
Lorraine ended up on the street with basically homeless street people that drank. That was what they did. And many of them were more than twice her age.
Despite her confidence, she's a little girl desperate for her father's attention, or someone just as good. She finds it in Paul Clark.
Clark was known to be quite a violent person.
Oh, yeah.
And for him, that did something for his own self-esteem, that he was at least top of the pile from his little group of people that he mixed with.
With her father a virtual invalid, Paul is everything Lorraine always wanted, and he gives her attention.
Lorraine Thorpe was drawn to him and became sort of part of his life. They formed some sort of bond, and quite often they were together.
Come on, come here. The nature of their relationship we really don't know much about, but here you have a man who sees, all I have to do is groom this child, train this child to be my puppet.
He gets a chance when social services try to take Lorraine away from her alcoholic father. Paul offers her a home. With him and girlfriend, 41-year-old Rosalyn Hunt. Lorraine finally has a man that wants to take care of her, but is she willing to do what it takes to keep his attention?
Paul Clark was an aggressive, manipulative bully. If he wanted something, he took it. In Lorraine, Paul Clark had found his match.
In Suffolk, England, 2009, a volatile partnership is blooming. 41-year-old Paul Clark has charmed homeless teenager Lorraine Thorpe. They live off the meager benefits of Paul's girlfriend, fellow drunk Rosalyn Hunt.
Rosalyn Hunt was quite a fragile woman.
Give me some money.
She was known among the drinkers to be the sort of person that they could prey upon.
Just about had enough of you. It's the last time for you.
Sorry, Paul.
She had a flat of her own. She had benefits coming in.
To Lorraine, Paul is the father figure she's always wanted. Unlike her incapacitated dad.
Des Thorpe was in a terrible state in terms of more or less incapable through alcohol. She did, in her own way, try and look after him and had some devotion to him.
But Lorraine's new hero, Paul, is a dangerous liaison. To be a part of his world, there is a price to pay. One night, his abuse takes a violent turn. His girlfriend, Rosalyn, the recipient.
Paul Clark was a man who lived and thrived on violence, and I think he encouraged it and encouraged it in others.
Instead of being repulsed, Lorraine joins in.
Sometimes people in a group do things they would never do individually. I don't think that's really the case with Lorraine. I think Lorraine had it within her to be, well, I think she was a mean, aggressive sociopath.
For the first time in her short life, Lorraine feels in control.
Punch her again, I could have done so much more, you know? Yeah, she deserved it.
They bragged about it. Lorraine was proud of it. She told other people how much fun it was beating up on Rosalyn.
So much blood.
You find it funny, did you? You find it funny? It was funny, wasn't it?
Together, the couple are strong in a world where only the tough survive.
The strong pick on the weak in that environment, and ultimately, Rosalyn Hunt was too fragile for her own good.
Bruised and battered, Rosalyn is a prisoner in her home. And there's more to come.
The use of a cheese grater on any skin surface would have caused extreme pain. The nerves run beneath the epidermis. So the fact that this area has multiple superficial scrapes and cuts is going to cause excessive bleeding. It's going to cause incredible pain.
The torture intensifies. They literally rub salt into her wounds.
Some researchers and academicians think sadists are created. As children, they're turned into sadists because of the way they're treated. And others say they're simply born that way.
The The torture goes on for 2 days before Rosalyn is finally dead.
A girl that was wrapped up in her own world that relatively few of us would recognise, and certainly not a world that most children live in. She would do whatever she needed to do to get what she wanted. Whether she realised the consequences of doing that is another matter.
Paul and Lorraine hide at her father's home.
Just take a look at him. He stinks. Do something about him.
All right, then I'll get him in the shower.
She looked after her father and cared for her father. They're not the actions of a cold-blooded killer. They're the actions of a little girl who is lost, who is trying to do the best she can for the person that she loves.
But Rosalyn's murder is in the news, and Lorraine's father is immediately suspicious.
I heard that they found Rosie's body. It was you, wasn't it? You killed her.
Shut up, Dad!
Lorraine must choose freedom or her father's life.
You know it well. He's got to go too.
She chooses to sacrifice her dad.
At the end of the day, he was murdered by his own daughter, who had been a devoted daddy's girl.
They found an imprint of a shoe across his head, so that means that someone stomped him good on the face. And that had to be Lorraine. The game is over now. You've just created a monster.
Having committed 2 murders, the couple flee, but don't get far. Security cameras capture them leaving the house.
Lorraine and Paul Clark were seen leaving the flat, and they were arrested only a few hours later.
In September 2010, Paul Clark is convicted of double murder and is given a life sentence with a minimum term of 27 years. On the same day, 16-year-old Lorraine Thorpe becomes Britain's youngest convicted female double murderer. She is serving a life sentence with the possibility of parole after 14 years.
Lorraine Thorpe, you've got to remember, was a very damaged child. She came from having very little to trying to look after her 43-year-old father at an age when the biggest problem most teenagers will have of her age would be losing their mobile phone. She will become synonymous with the murder of her father and the murder of a vulnerable woman. Whether people see beyond that, who knows?
We just need a car, credit cards.
Most teenagers want a grown-up life, dreams of freedom from parental constraints.
They talked as teenage girls do, but with them, it was a bit deeper than that.
But when fantasy becomes reality,
it was adult lethality, but with child mentality.
there is no turning back.
We don't like to think that women do this sort of thing, but they can and they do.
Grapevine, Texas, in 1994.
What are you making? I'm making your daddy's favorite.
After an unlucky start in life, fortune smiles on 6-year-old Courtney Duncan in the form of her grandparents, John and Betty.
Courtney's parents had some problems, and so John and Betty adopted Courtney when she was less than a year old, and she called John and Betty Mom and Dad.
Now, here we are, just lovely and hot. There we are, Mommy.
Plucked from unfit parents, Courtney has a chance to grow up happy and safe.
Everyone described Betty as being just the sweetest person they had ever met, and she was thrilled to be a mom to Courtney.
Now, what have you been doing today?
However, the good life is short-lived.
Okay.
John dies of cancer when Courtney is 11 years old.
She had only known he was sick. She didn't even know he was near death. She was very upset by this, wanted to discuss this with her mom, but she couldn't because her mom cried all the time.
Struggling to cope with her own grief, Betty is unable to console her daughter.
So that door to vent and to grieve and to mourn with someone who also loved that man was closed.
Her father's death is the start of Courtney's depression. And by the age of 14, she is withdrawn from the world.
Courtney, honey, it's time to get up.
There was a major change in her behavior. She dressed in the Gothic look.
Courtney, sweetheart, you can't stay in bed all day. You gotta get ready for school.
Stop telling me what to do and get out of my room.
Wearing black clothes, black fingernail polish, and black lipstick, everything black.
She was drawn to the goth group. They could validate their philosophy, their lifestyle. Yeah, this is how life is. It's bad, it's horrible, it's depressing, it's dark, it's black. There's nothing good about it. And that reinforced Courtney's feelings.
The teen's new family isn't the nurturing influence she needs.
Courtney was sort of running around with a bad crowd, committing some petty thefts.
A little bit of drugs and not listening to her mom, saying she was going to do what she wanted to do. Rebellious would be an all-encompassing word to use about Courtney Duncan.
Thank you very much for seeing me. Welcome.
Worried, Betty Duncan tries to intervene with counseling and antidepressants.
Why do you think you're here today, Courtney?
Courtney, honey, I'm worried about you, sweetheart. She won't get out of bed.
Betty tried to do what she could. She put her in a private school. She tried to get her the help that she needed.
What I'm gonna do now, Courtney, is
Courtney, for whatever reason, wasn't willing to cooperate.
These will help to alleviate some of the worrying and confusing feelings we often have during adolescence.
Well, maybe I'd be happier if y'all left me alone.
Courtney wanted to do what she wanted to do as a teenager, and the more incorrigible she became, the more her grandmother tried to take steps to remedy that, and Courtney rebelled.
We just need a car and credit cards.
Courtney's depression bubbles to anger.
He's such scum. I hate him.
With close friend, 16-year-old Jamie Hatfield, she finds an outlet for her rage.
I wish they were both dead. And I know where my mom's guns are kept.
Courtney and Jamie were friends. They talked, as teenage girls do, about their boyfriends. But with them, it was a bit deeper than that. It was hatred.
We should shoot them both in their stupid heads.
Courtney and Jamie had both recently broken up with their boyfriends, and they weren't very happy about it.
I could do that.
There was at least a half-baked scheme to kill their boyfriends and to take off and go to Mexico.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
A teenage fantasy of adventure
We just need a car.
and revenge.
And after that, it's you and me, chick.
This is not normal teenage girl chatter at all.
The girls need money and guns. Courtney knows where to get her hands on both. Her mom. And that will change everything.
In Courtney's mind, it was just getting someone out of the way.
In Grapevine, Texas, 1994.
We should shoot them both in their stupid heads.
A bold plan is afoot between teenage best friends, Courtney Duncan and Jamie Hatfield.
I could do that.
Courtney wanted to do something, Jamie was right there, kind of frick and frack, and they kind of boosted each other to get in trouble.
Hi, guys. I need to ask a favor, but I don't think you guys have got the guts.
The teenage rebels, jilted by their boyfriends, are planning a payback.
I want you guys to kill my mom.
Murder. Central to the plan is Courtney's 63-year-old mother, Betty.
The plan was to steal Betty Duncan's car and credit cards and money and guns and get rid of the boyfriends and then take off to Mexico.
To carry out the theft, Courtney decides to sedate her mother.
Her friend said, maybe you should give her some sleeping pills so she'll be knocked out and we can steal the car.
Courtney crushes sleeping pills into her mom's favorite, a banana milkshake. To Betty, it's a loving gesture.
Probably one of the few kind things she did for Betty, but there was an ulterior motive, and that was to drug her.
What's this? Oh, Mom.
I just wanted to tell you that I'm sorry, Mom.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. You're so kind.
For Courtney, it's her first step to freedom.
I don't feel so good.
She said that she was dizzy and felt sort of nauseated and said that she was going to go to bed. Courtney knew that Betty had the keys to the gun safe in her purse, so Courtney got in her purse and found the set of keys and opened the safe.
Courtney is armed to kill the boyfriends. Now, all she needs are her mother's car and credit cards.
She just wanted her grandmother out of the way so she could do what she wanted to do, but in her world, in her 15-year-old world, doing everything you wanted to do just meant going on a shopping spree and heading down to Mexico.
It's not working. It's taking too long. I'm just gonna
Courtney
shoot her.
complains to Jamie that the drugs are taking too long to work. Betty's life now relies on the patience of a 15-year-old girl.
Jamie would say, well, it's taken a long time, and Courtney said, yeah, it's taken too long. I think I'll just shoot her.
How are you feeling, Mom?
While Betty Duncan was in bed, Courtney actually came into the room to say goodnight.
I'll be all right, sweetheart.
Well, maybe you should just get some sleep, okay?
She says they chatted a little bit. She kissed her.
Says, "Goodnight, Mom." And shoots her in the head. It was adult lethality, but with child mentality. It was just brutal and cold what she did to her own mother.
She had killed her because she didn't pass out. That was her motive.
After years of unconditional love, her mother is repaid.
Chick, I did it. I killed my mom.
Courtney called Jamie and said, "Hey, Chick, I just killed my mom. I'm on my way over."
Courtney spends the night at Jamie's before their planned meeting with their boyfriends.
I don't know what to do about
But the next morning, Jamie's mother insists on taking Courtney home.
Jamie's mom the next morning finds Courtney there and takes Courtney back home because her plan is to speak to Betty Duncan about what's going on with Courtney. You know, she can't stay here. This is a problem.
As for you, Courtney, you see what your mom has to say.
They went inside the home, Courtney and Jamie both knowing full well what the scene was inside, and they let Doreen go through the house calling for Betty.
Betty?
Then Courtney and Jamie go into Betty's room, scream with apparent alarm. Doreen comes in and sees Betty and calls the police right away.
She said that she was at the Duncan residence and that Betty had committed suicide.
According to Detective Ben Flanagan, it was immediately evident the death is not a suicide, but a homicide.
The thing that really stuck out at that point was there was no weapon visible in the room. It would be very unlikely that she would have shot herself.
The naive teenager is no match for a trained interrogator.
Through just basic police question and interrogation methods, they eventually broke her down, and it wasn't very long before she actually gave a statement, a confession, that she had been the one that had done it.
In October 1995, Courtney Duncan is found guilty of capital murder and sentenced to 40 years. She is in a Texas prison and eligible for parole in May 2034.
To this day, Courtney says, it's not true that she was remorseless. She loved her mother. She simply has no idea why she shot her. This is baffling. This is not the kind of teenage murder that we're used to seeing. Someday, Courtney may figure out why she did what she did. But for now, she has to pay for it.
We sometimes have a hard time holding women accountable and sending them to the penitentiary. And I think it's because we don't like to think that women do this sort of thing, but they can and they do, and this young woman did.
These deadly women killed in childhood. Cindy Collier and Shirley Wolf lash out at an adult world they can't abide. Lorraine Thorpe knew no better than murder. And Courtney Duncan killed her mother to get her own way. All three girls betrayed their childhood innocence. Before they grew up, they became baby-faced killers.